was the 1990s, a big show in a small town off I-75 in Georgia. They were called the biggest cocks in the henhouse. But things have changed since then. It's been 30 years, and they finally found a home here, like everyone else, doing a podcast. It's Erica and Mark, the phone call podcast thing.
Hello.
Is this Mississippi, Louisiana? Who is this?
This is Louisiana. I'm back in Louisiana.
Oh, how's that going for you?
Boy, I tell you, I really kind of like being back in my own bed, and the tour I was on with my old band from the '80s called the Spandex Boys.
Oh, what do you play? Do you play the jockstrap? What do you play? The wristbands, the leg warmers?
Yes, I still have I still rock the tennis headband.
These are all horrifying images.
Oh my God!
No, Mark and I got to see each other.
Yeah, we had a little
for the
reunion.
First time in since the pandemic. I think is the last time I saw you.
2019 is the last time I saw you.
No, you and I saw each other at a Starbucks in Tampa.
Wasn't it in 2019? Wasn't it?
Yeah, no, that was at the height of the pandemic because we had to wear masks just to go in there, and then we had to leave with our coffee.
Oh wow, gosh, yeah, okay.
You don't remember that?
No,
do you?
I don't. I
blank
all
with
them.
Alzheimer's.
I blank out all mask stories. Well, not all of them, just the ones that required me to wear one when I went someplace.
That was for your safety, Mark.
But yeah, I literally went from Ocala to Sarasota to Fort Myers to Naples to Orlando to DeLand to St. Augustine and then to Tallahassee.
Jesus, to Tallahassee. What'd you go there for?
Just to go to sleep.
Well, that's you have a fight with your wife. Well, that's pretty far away from where you live.
No, that's on my way home. We after we left Orlando, we went up to the DeLand to see my aunt. And then I said, we're just an hour change away from St. Augustine, and my wife's never been there. So we went to spend the day in St. Augustine, and then we just drove and just decided to grab a hotel room at 6, 7 o'clock that night and then get up and finish the way to Louisiana.
I saw a very funny meme on the internet, a picture rather from a game at the FSU stadium. And it says top 10 places that are better to live in than Tallahassee.
Oh, gosh. Right now, yes.
Yeah. Number 10, Chernobyl.
Oh, man.
Number 9, in OJ's old Bronco. Number 8, at sea during the BP oil spill. Number 7, in Ireland during the Great Potato Famine. Number 6, Yemen.
Oh, ouch. Yes.
And number 5, Russia. Number 4, you're going to be surprised about.
Mississippi.
Top 10 places I'd rather live than Tallahassee. Number 4 is Hialeah, Florida.
Oh, wow. That's pretty bad.
That's bad. Number 3, Diddy's house.
Oh, wait a minute. You can't make fun of that anymore. Sorry. Hialeah is a wonderful place, and so is Puerto Rico.
Right. Oh, sure. Yeah. Right. Well, I'm reading from the sign. This isn't
okay.
Me. Number 2 of the top 10 places I'd rather live than Tallahassee, Vietnam in the 50s. And number 1, any of the Koreas. There you go. That's my Tallahassee humor that just... I didn't know you were going to say Tallahassee, but I remember
You've been
saving that
sitting
on my
there.
phone.
It's been sitting there for a while.
It has for a reason. I saved it on my phone because I thought Hialeah was really funny. And then
I did time in
Kill
Hialeah.
Tony ruined it.
I did time in Hialeah.
Is that where you got arrested?
No. That's where I used to wiki DJ.
Oh, okay. So you never got arrested?
No, I worked for Big Daddy's. Remember that?
No.
Flanagan's, now called Flanagan's.
No.
You never went to a Big Daddy's lounge when you were in Florida at school in the 80s?
I think I was too young for that.
The heyday.
No, I would hang out at places like Penrod's Underground and all the alternative rock clubs.
Yeah.
I hated all that.
Okay, well, yeah. Big Daddy's was like, depending on where you were, they just kind of, like somewhere, like if you're in Davie, it would be a country bar. And if you're Hialeah, it's a disco / Hispanic music. That's what I played. And then if you're in Miami Beach, because it was all depending on what tourist was down there, but they were huge. I think they're called Flanagans.
Well, Miami
now.
Beach was kind of a bad neighborhood back in the 80s, wasn't it?
Well, South Beach was, but North Miami Beach was where all the action was in the 80s.
That's where all the old people lived, though.
Yes, but the tourists would come down.
But South Beach was the hood, man. You did not
Yes.
go down to South Beach back in the 80s.
Yes, that was what do they call that when homosexuals move into a community and change it?
Gentrifying.
Gentrify. Yes, that's
And
what
it's
happened to
not
South
homosexuals. It's people with money, which I guess are a lot of homosexuals because
Well,
they don't have kids to ruin their bank accounts. Don't you wish you were gay now? Think of all the money you'd have.
No. But if you think about like Wilton Manors, before that happened to Wilton Manors in Fort Lauderdale, that was actually like where the a motorcycle gang, I don't want to say which one, resided.
It was the Outlaws, wasn't it?
I don't know.
You don't know.
You might have seen that on the gang stories.
So wait a minute. So it wasn't your Mexican motorcycle gang that you were in?
No, and I was never in a gang.
Do you still have your cut
Yes.
from those days? So you were in a gang.
Yeah, if it wouldn't take too much time, I'd go get it and show it to you.
No, I'm not sure. That sounds like.
Are we even allowed to
maybe
do
you should
that?
ask.
Well, no, yeah,
Should ask your wife first. Maybe ask your wife first. Yeah, yeah. And Mark and I do the show on FaceTime, so we can
Yes.
we can at least see each other, and then no one knows that.
But our reunion was fantastic. You picked a great place to eat. We had Greek food.
Greek food is fantastic.
And it's funny. You gave three options, and I even bothered telling my wife which one. I said, there's a Mediterranean restaurant available. That's what we're going to. I said, I didn't even bother telling her Italian or what.
I live
you had everything
around-
around there.
There's 100 good restaurants that are within, not exaggerating, 5. I can walk to Capitol Grill or to BurgerFi or Shake Shack or
there's tons
everything
there.
over here there's everything here but a Red Lobster, which is I wouldn't go there.
But, it was she was really happy, but she really likes you.
Oh, yeah, I like her as
You
well.
guys
I think,
hit it off great.
Yeah, because I told her how much you married up, and I didn't want to tell her that she married down, but she did.
Yes.
I didn't say it though.
She likes that, though. She secretly likes that. She acts like she doesn't, but she really does like that.
No, your wife is awesome. It was a pleasure to meet her, and I'm so glad we all get to hang out for a couple of hours while you were on the way down to see your daughter, who I understand has big cats.
Yes, huge cats,
like tigers, lions.
They're called savannas, and they look a lot like a mountain lion.
So she has panthers.
Yeah, I guess so, or something like that. Yeah, but they're called savannas, is what they're called. I don't know if it's because that's where they're from.
Are they roaming around the house or the yard or what? How does
they
that
have
work?
their own house? They have a 2,800 square foot home.
Really?
Bigger than mine. Her father has a 700 square foot home.
All right, hold on.
Her cats have a 2,800. Her cats has 2,100 more square foot than I do.
Do you know the only thing I can think about right now is how big is the litter box in that 2,800 square foot cat house?
Well, they all have their own. They're big, kind of like a cage you would see in a zoo, like maybe half that size. Say they live in these cages.
So is there air conditioning and big screen TVs and a fireplace?
Yes, they got a stove and a refrigerator and everything in there.
Jesus Christ!
It's a regular home.
They know how to use appliances.
That's why they bought that's why they bought the home, so they could have this place.
Okay.
Because before that, their whatever that is, a 2-story, 20-bedroom mansion was. They would have one room for them and one for the kids, and the other 18 rooms for the cats.
Oh, so the cats kind of downgraded.
The cats had to take,
even though they got their own house, but they
they definitely It's just like when you take the rich kid and you throw them out and they're on their own. They have a house, but it's not the mansion.
See, now I'm picturing this 2,800 square foot house with a 3-car garage, and you walk in, and it's just kitty litter all over the floor, like over top of the tile. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes.
Or maybe you have a whole room of kitty litter.
No, it's actually they do have kitty litter, and my grandson that's part of his responsibility. And
How big are the turds for these cats? That's what I want to know.
I didn't take a look at them, but I know it takes.
You got it. I mean, come on, you got to know.
It takes him about 3 hours to clean all the litter boxes,
Oh my God.
and he has to do that before school.
Oh, whatever they're paying him, it's not enough. How old is this kid?
15 or 16 now.
Oh,
16. That's right.
I bet he hates.
Oh
his
yeah.
life,
Well,
doesn't he?
here we go. We go out to eat. Right. Everyone's driving their own car because they were all different places. Right. Mm-hmm. Get my daughter, and we're all eating at this restaurant. We're all saying goodbye in the parking lot, giving hugs and kisses and all that. I get in my Hyundai. Okay. My daughter Shannon, my daughter's wife, gets in her. I don't know, 2017 or 18, maybe 19. What do you call that? The C5 vet? Is that what you call it? C5? The vets.
What she got a Mercedes?
The $100,000 vets. What are they? C5s or something? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the Corvette. The C8 is the new Corvette.
Yeah. So she's got a C8. My grandson gets in a SL Mercedes 2-door.
Yep.
And then my daughter gets in another Mercedes that's like a big gigantic. Looked like a Range Rover type thing.
So this kid's driving an SL Benz and he's bitching about having to pick up.
No, he's
shit.
not complaining at all because that's why.
Okay.
Because trust me, I used to have to clean up dog poop, and I got on a bike.
Yeah. Oh, we've all grown up with chores. You know what? I'm glad there's at least one kid out there in the world today growing up with chores because there's not many of those left.
No. It's you're lucky
He
to
should
get your
be fine.
kid to clean up his room anymore.
Right.
But it was just kind of funny watching them all leave in these cars, and I'm getting into my Hyundai, going, well, it's paid for.
Yeah.
You know.
Grandpa, see you kids next time. Let me get in my Hyundai and drive away. Back to Tallahassee.
So it was good to see family and good to see you, and so I got the you were the only friend. You were the only friend I picked to see.
Oh, thank you.
Everybody else was family, and
I'm special.
And then but man, we ran into two things. Number one, let's talk cars first because we're just talking about cars.
Oh no, talking about cars. I don't know anything about cars.
I'm going across the I-10. I have my cruise control set for 75. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fair, right? The only time I get in the left lane is when I got to pass somebody that's doing 65 or 70.
You're a law-abiding motorist for the most part.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
And I look in the rearview mirror. There's nobody there. I get ready to pull out to pass a car, and all of a sudden my the finder, whatever you call it, the thing that tells you whether or not there's somebody in your blind spot, goes off. Yeah. Right? So I just stay in the back of the lane, and had been doing well over 90, maybe 95. I didn't even know these. What do you call those little kid cars? They look like a car that like 12 clowns would get out of. Lindsay used to have one of those. You know what I'm talking about? They're,
what, a Volkswagen?
No. They're like little smart cars. I think they call them or something.
Oh, she did have a smart car.
That's
yeah,
a smart car, right? Remember?
First of all, those things they don't go 90 miles an hour. They don't go that fast.
I don't know how, but I mean, flying past me like could it do 80?
With a tailwind, maybe it doesn't sound safe.
I've never seen a car go that fast, and I thought to myself, that kind of a car go that fast past me.
Look, man, Lindsay. I remember when Lindsay had that car. She called me one day. She was all upset because she wrecked her car. I'm like, what happened? And she said, I was driving in a thunderstorm and the wind blew it off the road into a ditch.
Well, so that's what I thought. I said, how's that guy going to survive? It was maybe did they make smaller ones or small ones like that are faster now?
No, I don't think so.
Has anybody got one out there? Because I don't know what kind of car it was, but it looked like the same as the smart car, and it was flying.
Huh.
I thought, first thing I thought was, like when I see somebody on a bike, on a crotch rocket, and they're doing 100 miles an hour down the interstate, I go, it's going to take us one rock and you're gone. One rock, one rubber from the tire on the ground.
You are such a grandma.
Gone.
Oh, look how fast you're going. Oh, one mistake and you're dead. You don't even know, honey.
Well, I do give him the sign of the cross. I just say, bless you, Lord.
That's nice of you.
Protect him from himself.
Thoughts and prayers. Right.
Oh, so you don't know what kind of car that could have been?
No, I have no idea. I know it's not a smart car. I'm going to Google that right now. What is the top speed of a smart car?
Or top speed of what? Or is there a car? Let me see here. Maybe I should have done.
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT.
I just expected you to know this on your own without me.
No, I don't know that one. Hey, buddy, what is the car that's kind of like a smart car, but it can go even faster? Looks like a smart car, but it isn't.
Hey, sounds like you might be talking about the Fiat 500 Abarth.
Ah.
It's a small car with a similar shape to a smart car, but packs a much bigger punch with a turbocharged engine and sporty performance. Another option could be the Mini Cooper.
Mini Cooper.
That wasn't.
That's you either saw a Fiat or a Mini Cooper.
That's absolutely insane.
That's what it was. Yeah, those little Mini Coopers are quick.
But why would
BMW
you
makes
why
those.
would you want to go that fast in a car like that? You have no. Is it like one big gigantic roll cage?
No, those are fine. Those are engineered by the Germans. Don't worry about those.
Jeez, I thought.
Did you see you didn't see the Italian job, did you?
No.
No. Everyone listening to this right now did, except for you, so they know that there were 3 Mini Coopers in the Italian job, and you can see how they're kind of badass little cars.
How? That's unbelievable. I thought they were just little.
Do you have a TV? Do you have a TV?
Yes. It's black and
Were
white.
you raised in a? Were you homeschooled and your parents didn't let you
No,
have a TV like my cousins?
I still have the black and white TV I grew up with. It's got,
That I
it's
believe.
got
Yeah,
a bubble screen that comes out.
Yeah, and you're playing Pong as soon as we're done doing the phone call here, right? Oh, Mark.
Okay.
I don't know how you
so
do
the
it.
next one, I don't even know how to word this, but I don't know if anybody else has ever had this before. Do we have time? What time is it? Do we have time, or should I wait till? Let's talk about this. Let's take a quick break and talk about opening up your room and finding it being used, I guess you would say, at a hotel.
Okay.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
So what exactly happened to you in Tallahassee? Tallahassee is actually worse than Hialeah.
No, it wasn't
is what I'm hearing.
Tallahassee, but
Well, so where did you have a problem with your hotel
I don't want
room?
to say where because I don't want to get anybody in any trouble. But you take the key. You're taking the key, right? And then you pop the door. You open up, and all of a sudden, your bed's moving. Oh, and I got a full frontal.
Oh, hey, are you, first of all, before we talk about the full front, are you freaked out by the electronic keys? Do you miss the old keys?
I'm not
Actual
freaked
keys?
out by it, but I didn't like the idea that someone thought it'd be a good idea to go and, have sexy time on the boss's time in the room that they gave me. At least block out the room.
So is that what happened?
Yes.
So wait a minute. So you caught some employees in there, or you caught guests?
Somebody
who had a card mix-up?
Somebody was in there.
You don't know who
getting
you
after
saw
it.
somebody's junk, and you don't know who they are.
They were getting after it, and I just said,
First of all,
well, I don't know why I said this, but I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, must have the wrong room." And I'm looking at the paper. The paper says, no, it's room 672. And looking at it, I said, that's my room. So I go downstairs and I said, hey, someone's in the room you gave me. Oh, we're so sorry about that. Let me take a look. No, it's not supposed to have anybody. I said, well, make sure that when you get ready to sell that room again, the bed on the left needs to have the sheets changed.
Oh, hey, all right. So hold on. So there was a full frontal incident. You kind of glossed over it. Was it with a D or was it with a T?
It was a V.
Oh, it was a V.
Yes.
So all right. So just a V, but you didn't see any D.
No. I just heard a bunch of noises when I opened up, and it was more of a scary, like hey, crap, who's coming in?
Now, if you'd seen a D, do you think you would have needed counseling, or would there have been a lawsuit? What would have happened had a D presented itself in that situation to you?
No, I just, hey, listen, people are people, and they're going to have to do what they got to do. I know what a D looks like because I happen to have one myself. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, but this is a different one. This is one that's like fully involved.
Well, it's all okay. You got a point there. You got a point there. Are you just asking me if I had any envy?
No, I'm just asking you, what might you have done had it gone the other way, if it had been a P instead of a V?
You know what? I don't even think about that at all. I don't have no idea because all I know is like I was embarrassed for it. I was more embarrassed, I think, than they were.
Yeah, well, you had all your clothes on, so yeah, natural. I assume. Anyway, you had all your clothes on.
But the funny thing about it was no one seemed to be alarmed down there unless they were just trying to make it like go away.
Oh yeah, they don't want to be like, we've got to get up there with security, swarm. They don't want to do that and create a scene. Then there's a lawsuit, and somebody gets fired. Nobody wants that. It's hard to find people to come to work. That's probably why they overlook that stuff.
And this is not my first time of walking in on people.
Oh really? When was your last time?
I actually came to work early in the morning and caught two people doing it in a boss and one of the girls that worked there.
Was that at a Beasley Corporation-owned business? No. Because I know that stuff. When I know a guy who I used to work with who got caught doing that at the Beasley-owned area that I won't talk about.
No.
Yeah, that's why he was working for us.
This was the
he got caught doing that.
This was an office, but it was like a regular 9-to-5 job that I had for a while. But
okay.
But it's like, it was like, oh man, it's like, and it's real awkward after that because they don't want to say anything to you. I was waiting, like, how's this going to play out, like in the movies? Like, am I going to get a promotion or a raise or something? Or am I going to get crap canned? So I'm just told to get out of here now. I know too much. I know that this girl's never going to get in any trouble.
Yeah. So, dear Penthouse, you'll never believe what happened to me today. But God, Mark, you've had an exciting trip, I think.
Yes. Considering the names of the towns I gave you are really not that exciting. I used Fort Myers, but it really wasn't a Fort Myers. I was really in Estero at that time, which is a smaller town. But
seedier part of Fort Myers, yes. Apparently.
The elite.
Right, yeah. Where the elite meet.
Kind of snooty there.
Florida.
Kind of snooty there.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought everything got destroyed by the hurricane 2 years ago in Estero.
No. Estero Bay, maybe. That's where that's where all the trailer parks are down by the beach. That was a plan.
Oh yeah.
Because I just saw somebody post on Fort Myers Beach Facebook page a news article about some place that used to have, like, we could go down and stay a night or two at a lot on the beach, down by the beach. The guy, land had been there forever, and now they're trying to get this thing passed to put a condo there.
Of course. Now, hold on. Now, let me ask you this. Are you one of the people that believe that somebody is manipulating the weather to get all these people? Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you do believe this?
Yes, I do. I believe 90% of the things that I hear or see, that they talk about are these, what do you call it, like tinfoil hat things, conspiracies.
Yep.
I believe that. I've just seen too many of them come true.
So who do you think is behind the weather machine that is getting all the trailer parks away from the beach?
Well, I don't know about that particular one. That was kind of a joke. But
I mean, that's what it is.
But I do believe that they can control stuff, and I do believe they seed clouds too.
They do. They've been seeding clouds for a long time, but that's usually when there's a drought and they really don't have any. That's kind of a last resort thing. But seeding clouds, I don't know if that causes massive hurricanes. But I'm not a seed scientist either, so I don't know.
I just know that I noticed after this season. Well, let's face it. Before social media, people were generally uncivil in their own home.
Just like all of the insurrectionists who showed up on January 6th were the ones who were living under their rocks behind their fences that said no trespassing. But the internet brought them all out.
Now, but what do you think about?
You mean there's more like me?
What do you think about the things they found during the January 6th committee, where they found that there was people there that were not really part of the thing, getting people riled up?
I don't.
Because I always think, listen, I think that you're on your own anyway. If I am exercising my right to freedom of speech, to protest, and then someone walks up to me and says, "Hey, we're going to get bricks and go up to the courthouse, to the Capitol, wherever you're going to go. Mm-hmm. You want to come?" I think my answer is, and anybody rational would say, No, thank you.
Oh, you said it right there.
Yeah.
You just disqualified everything you thought with as anybody rational.
Yeah.
So when you have a mob mentality like that, and you got a couple of crazies who are like, hey, come on, you want to be crazy? Other people are doing it too. And that's how it goes.
It's so dumb.
And you have normal people get sucked up into this.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they're busting windows and marching through the Capitol like they're the next group of patriots in 1776.
Well, I know somebody personally that was in Washington during that time, and the credit card uses credit card, and supposedly that's how they came and questioned him tons of questions about why he was there.
The FBI will find you. Yeah, the FBI have no sense of humor.
Just there. That's all. He wasn't even there in that part there. He was there for something completely different. And I thought,
did he have an internet? Did he have an internet search history about insurrection or
I don't
Trump?
know.
Or
All I know is I will. Personally, if I want to know something, and I'm not sure about things, I'm really cautious over what I Google and what I don't Google. Because just out of curiosity, I'd like to know. Like I hear something, I say, "Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if this is true what they're saying," But then I think about it. Well, do I want that on my search history? No. I just gonna have to go. Just think that they don't know what they're talking about, or think that they're either right or wrong. I don't care. And sometimes I'm kind of curious, but I don't know. But I will not.
Would you like me to tell you how you can fix this? It's really
You got to get yourself a personal page thing.
You just go to Home Depot and you get yourself a burner phone, and you pay for X number of minutes, and then if you really want to search something, you go find some free Wi-Fi somewhere. Go to a McDonald's and sit out in the parking lot, and you can get internet out there, and then you can do your dirty searches.
Oh, that just seems like a lot of work just to find out whether or not they're really making hurricanes bigger.
Spoiler alert, Mark. I doubt they are. I really doubt it. I would love that to be true, and I watch all the conspiracy stuff too. I saw the guy in the Sean Ryan show who claimed to be a plumber who talked more like somebody with a PhD, talking about how the earthquake in Christchurch, New Zealand, some years ago was caused by some kind of a device that was kind of like HARP that they turned on, and it was an accident. They didn't mean to cause the earthquake,
right?
But that's what. Do I believe that? I don't know. Is it possible? Yeah, maybe. But do I believe it? Especially from whoever this guy was? I'm not sure. But I do love listening to the conspiracy theories. It's just real hard for me to believe it. Except for the one about the moon. I totally believe the one about the moon. The moon is harvesting all of our souls, and it is an artificial satellite placed there.
Now, what do you think about HARP? You believe HARP is true?
Yeah, HARP is actually very true. Yeah,
that's what I thought.
But I don't know. But I don't know what it does. I don't think it causes earthquakes. Yeah, but again, I could be wrong. I don't know.
I think that we think that we know too much, and that we're smarter than everybody else, and that we end up getting ourselves into more trouble. It's like the kid that says, "Oh, this can't happen to me," and then it happens to them. You know what I mean? It's just I think that you.
I learned that a long time ago.
Yes,
it can happen to you. I remember there was one time I was laying on the side of the road after I wrecked my motorcycle, thinking, "Oh, so this can happen to me." Laying there with a busted leg.
I remember when I broke my tooth going because I thought I could make a jump and land on the ramp on the other side on my Stingray bicycle, and I ended up going over the handlebars.
Mm-hmm. I can ride my bike with no handlebars. No handlebars.
Even
you don't know that song, do you?
No.
It's by the Flowbots. Look it up. We would play it here, except that we have copyright rules. We have to.
What's it?
Yeah. Put that on the list of things you're never going to do.
Yeah.
That I always tell you to do. Yeah, Erica's list of things I will never do. And also go watch The Italian Job, the one that has Ed Norton in it. The newer one. It's got 3 Mini Coopers. It's Mark Wahlberg is in there. So is what's her name? The African American girl.
I heard that Mini Coopers were just junk cars, though. No,
they're made by BMW, so they're very nice cars until they're not.
Okay,
like every other BMW, they're really nice cars until they're not.
Because of that light and that fast, that guy should be out there running and making some money.
You're traumatized by this, I can tell.
Yeah, well, it's embarrassing when a golf cart goes past you and leaves you in the dust.
Yeah, people think the same thing about my little white egg SUV when I waste them at a red light. And they're like, what is that thing? Nothing?
Nothing to see here.
It's not a Porsche with stripes all over it. It doesn't look fast with the martini stripes all over it. Martini Racing. It says racing right there on the windshield.
And they doubt you.
How did you like my my little stripy car that you've never seen before?
I like it. I love the inside.
Isn't it?
The inside's nice. I tell you, that looks brand new.
That's I see German cars. German cars do that. They don't wear out on the inside. You just take care of them.
You know, that's what's so funny about things now. When I drove for a while for that auction place, it's like you notice the things. Like you go in and go, oh, this is a button they push on all the time for the air conditioning, and it's all faded. Like you can't even see the word AC anymore. You know, it's like
this must be a Dodge. Yeah.
And it's the worst was, well, I don't know. Can we say that? I guess so, because the Jeeps were the worst.
Yeah, which is made by Chrysler, which is Dodge, which is,
they take a butt whoop. I don't know if they're just abused or what.
They're just kind of garbage cars.
But and they're expensive too, man. They go for a lot of money. A lot of money.
Yeah, they are. If you look up the reliability, it's way down near the bottom there. Any of those Jeeps and Dodge and Chrysler cars are all down toward the bottom.
Yeah.
Your Hyundai's a much better car. Believe it or not, my Porsche is a very reliable car. Believe it or not.
It's but it's a very pricey car though.
No, but that thing's almost 8 years old. It's got 50,000 miles. Looks brand new.
I know.
It's been fine.
That's unbelievable.
You just do the maintenance. Just change the oil, change the fluids. Just do whatever the book says, and the thing will just kind of keep running. It'll be fine.
Yeah, that was always my thing when I was younger. You go, oh, I forgot. I got to get that. Oh, yeah, I do got to get that oil change or something like that. Back when when I was young, first driving. You know, that was all just done at your house. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you would just go underneath the car, you unscrew the cap, you let the oil out.
Back in your day, a manual was black and white and told you how to adjust the valves.
Yes.
Now you got a message on there that says, don't drink the battery contents.
Yes.
That's where we are now.
And so now I'm almost afraid to do it. I think you could still do oil changes, I think.
Sure.
But my oil changes are free from the dealership, so I don't have to worry.
When are you going to get your first electric car?
Full electric?
Yeah.
I probably will not live to see the day that'll happen.
Do you guys have two cars or just the one?
Two.
See, one of them should be electric.
I don't want to give in yet. I think they're trying to force me to do something.
It's so much cheaper to own. It's a joy to drive.
But
there's no
200
maintenance.
miles on an electric car, and then you got to. I mean, how long do you want to get somewhere?
Listen to me. How many times during the week would you say you drive 200 miles a day?
I'm talking about when you go on trips.
You have the other car for trips.
See, that's what I mean. Yeah.
You have two cars.
But my car runs an electric when I'm around town. If you're staying under 40 miles an hour, it stays on.
What car?
The one I'm in now.
What car do you have that does it? The Hyundai does that? So what's the other car?
It's a Hyundai. Same thing. But
it's just an older Hyundai?
But it's a 2019 Elantra. It's a regular gas car.
Go trade that thing in on like a 2018 or 2019 Tesla, and there's no oil changes. You don't have to change the coolant or service the transmission or buy new brakes. You never have to buy any. You have to buy new tires every 30,000 miles. And you will run out of washer fluid. Other than that, nothing. You have to do nothing to those cars.
Yeah, but I don't want to sit for 8 hours trying to charge my car up to go somewhere.
You're not. When the car is at home, do you have a garage?
Yeah.
When the car is at home in the garage, it is plugged in. When you get in it, it's fully charged. Even if you drive around town all day, let's say you drive around all day, you put, driving around town is going to do what, 80, maybe 100 miles a day on that car. If you're gone all day running multiple errands, you're going to use a quarter of the battery if you do that.
Okay, let's say you got your air conditioner on and you're listening to music and you're traveling down I-10 going to Florida. How many times do you have to stop to plug it in?
If you're driving 80 miles an hour probably every 225, 250 miles.
And how long?
About this. Listen to me. It's about the same as with a gas car. And because how long do you drive before you gotta get out of the car and stretch your legs and pee?
Well,
every couple hours.
I drive. Yeah, I drive about 2.5 hours. I use about and I fill up my tank. It takes me 5 minutes, and I'm back in the car and gone.
Right. Admittedly, it does take a little bit longer to charge the car, but the way that you do it. So when I drove mine from Florida to Pennsylvania, I put in the address on my brother's house, and it told me where the superchargers were and how long to charge. It told me that I'm going to leave Sarasota and I'm going to go to Gainesville, and I'm going to charge for 17 minutes in Gainesville. And then I'm going to drive from Gainesville, and I'm going to drive all the way to, Glenn County, Georgia, like Kingsland, Georgia, which is just north of Jacksonville. And then I'm going to charge for a half an hour there. It tells me to charge to 61%, which will take me exactly 31 minutes, and it's all correct. The guesstimations are all spot on. So what I would do, because I knew I was going to drive 90, and it uses up a little more juice if I'm driving that, I would charge another 10% over what it told me to charge, so I could drive like an idiot. And it was fine. I never had any range anxiety. But again, this is not a concern for you, Mark. Mark Steele does not need to be concerned about this, because Mark is never going to take this car out of town. You're going to take the Hyundai when you go on a road trip to Florida, and the Tesla is for when you're driving around town, when you're going to the grocery store, when you're going to church, when you're going to a meeting.
Yeah, but that's like an $80,000 grocery getter.
No, you can get a used Tesla Model 3 right now, a 2019 or a 2020, for probably $20,000, $25,000.
Yeah.
That's it. And they have a warranty for 8 years and 150,000 miles on the battery. So if something happens with the battery, which is extremely rare. I know a lot of people with Teslas. I don't know anyone that has ever had the battery replaced. I know that it happens, but I don't know anyone that I've... And my friend Billy works for Tesla. And that's what he does all day, is he's in one of those cars going to people's houses and doing little quick fixes on their cars. But, he mostly works on the more expensive ones, the Model X and the Model S, which is way too expensive for either one of us to buy. They're the ones that have the most amount of problems. The little SUV, the Model Y, and the smaller Model 3 are pretty much the same car. But the Y sits up a little higher because it's like your Hyundai. It sits up about as high as your Hyundai does. And you could seriously get one of those for $25,000 used, and you'll never have to do anything to it. You seriously will. It's going to be washer fluid and every 20 to 30,000 miles a set of tires. That's it.
Yeah, I'm just.
You will never buy a set of brake pads for that car, because when you take your foot off the gas, it's like a golf cart, and it starts to regenerate the battery, and that means the brakes aren't doing anything. But if you have somebody pull out in front of you and you need a panic stop, it's got great brakes.
Right.
You slam on the brakes and it stops.
That's like my car too. I
I'm
take
telling
my
you,
foot off the gas and it automatically starts charging.
Anybody who has two cars, one of them should absolutely be an electric car. You'll save a lot of money because you won't ever buy gas for the thing. And when the thing is in your garage, you plug it in.
Honestly, we don't buy gas that much as it is anyway, because her car sits most of the time. The only time she ever takes its wake when she's going get her hair done or get do some shopping or something like that, or most of the time we go together wherever we're going. So
I'm telling you, you're the perfect candidate. And I'm not telling you this just so that you can assimilate to the New World Order. I'm telling you this because it's cheaper and it's less hassle than having a regular car. That's the only reason that I think you need one.
Yeah, I can't
simply
can't
cheaper.
do it yet because just can't. I'm living in Louisiana now. We make all our money off of, we used to make all our money off of the fossil fuel and
prostitution.
Like so we, I can't turn my back on them now.
On the prostitution? On the what?
Off the fossil fuel, that's
the fossil fuel.
Yeah, that's what we do here for a living.
You still have a gas car, and here's the worst part. Everybody always asks me if I miss my Tesla, and then they all say, "Oh, well, I noticed you don't have one anymore." I'm like, "Yeah, I had it for a year," and well, don't you miss it? And then I always I have to think about it, and I have to say, I hate how good it is, and that's the only way to put it, because I ain't on board either. I drive a perfectly good gas-powered twin turbo car with a fast shifting transmission with German quality, and I love it. But it is a relic of the past, just like your gas car. It is. We're hanging on to these relics of the past because it's.
I think gas is going to make a comeback.
I think it already has. The demand for electric cars has really just leveled off. I mean, the demand is not there like it was even a year ago. But you know what that means? That makes them cheaper.
Are they going to use words like "you will buy a electric car"?
They're going to say, you will be assigned an electric car of not your choosing or color, and you will like it. Your papers. No, Mark, that's not what it is. The reason I'm telling you this is because I know how freaking cheap you are. An electric car is the cheapest thing that I can think of.
How much does it cost to charge?
I used to plug mine into my 110 outlet in my house, which takes forever. If I had, I was living in an apartment, so if I had been living in a house, I would have had an electrician come by for a couple $100 and install a 220 in my garage. Same thing that a dryer runs on. That'll charge your car from about 20% to 90% in, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours.
Right.
Depending on how new your car is, what kind of batteries are in it. So the rule with the Tesla is if it's in the garage, it's charging. That's it.
And you can't overcharge it? You can just leave it on the charger?
No, it's impossible. So the car knows what to do. So the little tricks you have to learn when you have an electric car, at least with most of the Teslas, there are some newer ones, the cheaper ones that are just the rear-wheel drive ones. They have a different kind of battery that you can charge to 100% all the time. But the bigger battery cars, the one that I had, you charge it to between 80 and 90% every day for the health of the battery. Okay. You're more than welcome to charge it to 100%, but that's only if you're about to get in it and go on a road trip and use a bunch of battery and you need that extra 10%. When I had that car, I was living 5 miles from the office. Right. And I went into the office, once or twice a week back then. I was working from home most of the time. But I was still driving to Sarasota and back a lot on the weekends or even during the week. So I was still, I was putting, what was it, a round trip to Sarasota and driving around while I was here. It was probably a round trip of 130, 140 miles. Every time I come to Sarasota, I'd put 140 miles on my car. Okay. And that's driving it all day, getting up in the morning and coming down to Sarasota and driving around and doing stuff and then driving another almost 60 miles home. And I would get home and I'd have about 35 to 40% of battery. So sometimes I would go to the supercharger and I would charge for 15 minutes. I'd sit there and play on my phone for 15 and that would charge it up to about 70% or so. And then I would take it home, plug it into my slow 110 charger, and by the time I got up in the morning, back to 90%. And if I knew I wasn't going anywhere the next day, I would skip the supercharger, and it would take about 18 hours to get it back to 90%. But that's because I was charging on a 110 plug, the same plug that you would plug in, a microwave to. It wasn't that 220 dryer. If I had that 220 dryer plug, it would have, charged. I could have brought that thing home almost dead, and it would have charged up overnight and been fine. So I don't want to sound like an electric car salesperson here because I am. But if you're looking for a no-brainer, cheap, I don't have to think about it, perpetual motion machine, electric car is a Tesla is what you should have.
Yeah, I just don't want to do any payments or anything. So,
well, do you owe money on the Hyundai?
No.
How much could you get for the Hyundai?
I have no idea. On her car, probably, I don't know, maybe 9,000, 8,000, something like that.
What? How old is that thing?
2019.
No, they're worth more than that.
It could be. It's got very low miles on it. It only has like 30-something, 40,000 miles on it, maybe.
Well, anyway, I'm not going to sit here and try and sell you on something I know you're not going to buy.
Yeah.
But it is, if you ever get to a point, and you will get to a point in your life, you're not that old, where you're going to need another car, go get a used Tesla. I'm telling you.
No, I think this is it for me, honestly. Because I don't really.
You're not that old.
Yeah, I'm about 5 or 10 years away from at least 5 years, maybe a little more than
you
5 years
still,
from being banned from driving.
You could drive another 15.
Actually, some people
you
would
could
think
seriously
need to be banned now.
Oh my God! Most of the people here in Florida need to be banned. You and your wife could easily drive another 15 or 20 years. That's at least one more car.
Oh gosh.
Now, at some point, you'll go down to one car.
Yeah, don't.
Which is probably the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
What? All right. Now I have to ask, who's the better driver, you or her? Because you get lost everywhere you go.
Oh no, it's actually I'm better than she is. Even
you got lost trying to find me for lunch last week.
I'm a better navigator than she is.
I literally gave you directions on the map, and then I sent you my location on my phone. You still couldn't find me. How?
That's because I don't know how to use the phone as well as you do.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like it.
I literally sent you click on this, and then click go to there. That's all you have to do.
Well, my GPS sent me to the mall. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm. I think it was your MARKS sent you to the mall. I think you were kind of ignoring the GPS.
Well, they did have a Macy's there. I just wanted to stop by.
Some good deals this time of year. Black Friday coming.
Yeah.
Black Friday's almost here.
Yeah, they're already practicing. They had I saw pre-Black Friday sales.
People don't line up at stores anymore and just go crazy like they used to. That's kind of gone now. I was watching a news story about that since the pandemic. It kind of never came back. You know how everybody would get up and at 4:00 in the morning go wait for the doorbuster. Yeah. That's not really a thing anymore. It just doesn't. I mean, stores do open. Most of them don't stay open all night. Like Target used to stay open all night and start their deals like on, late Thanksgiving night. But it's all kind of gone to Amazon now.
Yeah. People don't bother with, it's like they used to. It's just, they're not. I remember my mom told me a story one time that there was do you remember when the Matchbox had that fold out city?
Yes.
It came with like a little suitcase handle. It was about the size of like a Samsonite, right? And then when you open it up,
parking garage.
Yeah. Well, that was a hot ticket item back when it first came out, obviously. And she was at a Sears and Roebuck, she said, and she almost got in a fist fight with somebody over about that, about who's got that first, because she got her hand on it, and she said, I had my hand on that.
My little Marky Mark needs this for Christmas, and I will beat your ass.
Yeah, they were literally getting ready to go to kind of blows, and she just rustled it out of her hand and walked towards the cashier and paid for it. It's like, good Lord. My mom is so sweet and such a easygoing woman. I didn't, she had a fight in her, but apparently...
Yeah. My mom was
Christmas
the same way. My mom was
crazy.
so quiet. My mom was so quiet. She wouldn't say boo to anybody. But I remember her coming to my first grade class when my first grade teacher was trying to stop me from being left-handed. And I remember my mom out in the hallway yelling at my first grade teacher. And they must have really got into it out in the hallway, because I never heard one word about being left-handed after that.
Goodness.
Yeah, she had tied my hand to my belt loop, my left hand, and was trying to make me...
I love the school system back then.
Oh, my God. Yeah, well, first of all, I already knew how to read because they'd been giving me books, and Sesame Street was a thing when I was little. So Sesame Street was teaching us all the letters and all the words, and I had books. I was reading and writing when I was in first grade, and then they're trying to teach us phonics, and I didn't understand phonics at all.
Phonics makes no sense when you know how to read.
Is this like a whole other language? Yeah, when you know how to read, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Latin now.
Yeah. How I was not put in the gifted class is probably my fault.
Let's take a quick break and come back and wrap things up with fun-sounding songs that aren't so much fun.
No electric car talk, though.
No.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
All right, so I found this ranker and had the top songs that sound like they're a lot of fun. And a lot of these songs you'll know. They got great little catchy tune beats and
Are these like Elvis songs from when you were in high school?
No. These are just
the Andrew sisters.
These are actually kind of some semi-current songs but they were actually written about things that are not so much fun. And number 9 was right off the bat. I can remember when I was sitting there and I was at a high school function. Mm-hmm. And I forgot what it was, but it was something to do with and I remember that they were playing music over the intercom. And they were playing this song, and I go, "Oh, this song is not a good song for school." It was "Pumped Up Kicks." Remember that?
Well, what's that? Yeah.
"Pumped Up Kicks." Remember that song? You better run. Run from my gum.
My internet radio station plays that song. Why is that a bad
song? It's a song about the mind of a teenage killer, a school shooter.
What?
Yes.
Come on.
He was got bullied, and he was going to come back in, and they're going to teach everybody a lesson. But it sounds so happy, doesn't it? It's got a great catchy beat. You whistle along with it.
I had no idea that I'm playing a song on my radio station about school shooters, but that's not going to stop me.
Semi-Charmed Life.
Semi-charmed kind. I'll buy what the hell's that? Three blind guys. What is it?
Yeah. Who was that anyway? Oh yeah,
who was
Third Eye Blind.
Third Eye Blind. Three blind guys. That's whatever.
And it's that song's about being high on speed.
Oh well, I mean, is that a bad thing?
Well, I didn't really enjoy it. Oh, this is my favorite one. You ready for this? "You Are My Sunshine." Remember that?
That's a stalker
from the
song.
1940s, the Rice Brothers.
Stalker song, right?
Written about. Let me see. It was written. Reading blah 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 other stuff for his family. Whoever wrote it, the song been converted. I can't. Okay.
You think Mark would do a little research before we did the show?
You would think, "You're my sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. So please don't take my sunshine away." I don't know. Oh, you have shattered all my dreams. You left me for another lover. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So
there it goes.
This is about what the FBI calls that now what is it? Incel. Involuntarily celibate is what incel means. That's what that guy is.
Oh, here's one. Electric Avenue.
Oh, come on. By Eddie Grant?
Yes.
What, we got to rock down to Electric Avenue?
Yeah,
that's a bad thing.
That's all they're going to do.
What is it, like a rape song? What is it?
Let's see here.
Please tell me it's not a rape song.
I've been talking to politicians and people at a high level about the lack of opportunity for black people, and I knew what was brewing, and I knew how people felt, and it was about a race riot. It was the Brixton riots, also known as Bloody Sunday.
You're ruining all these songs.
Just got a couple of more. Mr. Brightside.
Mr. Brightside by the Killers?
Yes, that's a song about a cheating girlfriend.
Yeah, I have heard people talk about that before. Okay, well, that's not that bad.
Here we go. Everybody wants to rule the world. Yeah. That sounds kind of happy. Tears for Fears. That should tell you right off the bat by the name of the band. Tears for Fears. Yeah. But it's about the mystery of war.
The world
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I could see that.
Go Your Own Way.
By Fleetwood Mac. That's about a breakup because somebody was cheating on everybody. That whole band, everybody banged everybody or was married to each other at some point. They were having a good time.
Here's a good one. Do you remember this song, Hey Ya, by Outkast?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a song about a loveless relationship.
What? Really?
Yes.
So it's a song about most relationships.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's just about.
It's not really scandalous.
And number one, you ready for this? This is the one that really gets me because this was in the 1970s. This ruled the world.
What?
Staying Alive. The Bee Gees.
Okay, by the Bee Gees, Staying Alive.
It's literally about the desperation of trying to survive.
Staying Alive. Okay. But that can be inspirational in a Tony Manero kind of way.
I guess so. I mean, all he wanted to do was save up enough money to buy a shirt.
Well, he had to pay for that abortion.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, he forgot about that.
Well, there's no staying alive there then. There's not for the baby.
No, Back when abortion was legal. That was a dangerous subject in that movie. It was pretty heavy subject. It's like, hey, we're going from the disco
they had a
to
lot
the
of
clinic.
stuff, though. Remember, they had a guy trying to commit suicide?
Yep.
because he got somebody pregnant.
Yep. And then in the second movie, Frank Stallone showed up, or was that the third movie?
Maybe it was
the
the third.
Yeah, that was the biggest tragedy of that entire series.
Yeah.
Was Frank Stallone in anything?
The funny thing about that was that Staying Alive movie. I remember when that came out, and I seen it at a drive-in. That's when it first came out. There was what we called walk-ins back then, just which everybody else now calls movie theaters. They were just coming out, starting to get put in the malls, but the drive-in was still pretty popular because it's the only place you could pay at one admission and sneak everybody else in. You can't get away with that.
We all know what was going on. Look.
Oh yeah,
we all know what was going on.
Time was
in the
over there a
drive-ins.
lot.
Sexy time in the drive-ins.
Yes.
Exactly. That's why you have steamy windows and nobody's watching The Shining.
No one ever watched any movie at a drive-in. I don't think.
No,
but
I mean, we did when we were kids, but we were kids.
But it was like
we were the ones sneaking in the trunk of the car.
That movie was like it just blew me away. It's like, wait a minute, there's a whole world out there that all I had to do is cut my hair and put on a suit, and I will have access to all this women's drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, that's right. If only you can become the best-looking dancer in all of Brooklyn.
See, that part I didn't get at first.
That's the only thing.
But then I realized, I'm just a suit. I'm just a loser in a leisure suit.
Oh no! You never evolved beyond Sweat Hog, unlike Tony Monero, who did. He went from Sweat Hog to Saturday Night Fever with no stopping him. Whatever happened to Juan Epstein, huh? Puerto Rican Jew. Nobody knows. No. Same thing, Freddie Boom Boom Washington, prison. Exactly. But Tony. They never did a reunion show for Welcome Back, Kotter, did they?
No, they never did.
No, they never did, because I just told you why. Freddie Boom Boom Washington, prison. Yeah. Juan Epstein, Puerto Rican Jew, became a dentist and moved to Venice, Florida.
Well, I think some of them actually ended up on the Love Boat, at least for an episode or two. But Travolta was the only one that really won.
Am I the only one getting the little Love Boat memes on Facebook that have tonight's guest, and one of them was John Holmes?
No. He was actually on there, or is it these are made up?
I hope it's someone photoshopping these things because it's AI doing it. Because I saw that, I was like, I don't remember that episode. Although, would I have back in 1978 when I was 11 years old? Probably not. I wouldn't have known who he was then.
No idea. Or why people kept wanting to go into each other's cabin. I don't get this.
Yeah, you know what? I never figured that out. None of that. That was all completely bounced right off of me and did not sink in at all. All I saw was Isaac, cool bartender, and Doc. He liked having a different girl every day.
Yes.
Good for him.
He was quite the ladies' man. Well, that's because he had the word doctor in front of his name.
Hey, can we cut this short, because Scott Chase is calling me? And I've been trying to get into touch with him for about 2 days.
No. Let's do that. We'll talk next week.
You don't mind?
No.
Hey, Scott Chase, say hi to Mark. We're finishing up the podcast right now.
Hey, Scott.
Mark, what are you doing?
Hey.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Yeah. You guys can't hear each other is the problem. That's
that would be the problem.
Yeah, I don't have the phone hooked into the board. Sorry about that, Mark.
He's a great dude.
He just said you're a great dude, Scott, and I agree.
I'm sure that's what he said.
No, it is. He really did. All right, Mark, I will talk to you next week. You have a great week, and
send
happy
your
Black
audio
Friday.
over.
Yeah, I'm not going to forget, I promise.
All right, bye.
Erica and Mark, the phone call.